So this is a video explaining the 10-minute daily drills for the brass musicians in the band. I came out with these because a number of you have been asking for some exercises or just things that you can do independently to make yourself a stronger musician, stronger technically, and able to move around the instrument better. So I put together these 10 exercises for the brass so that you can do that. So when I think of brass playing, I break it into basically four pieces. There's tone, there's flexibility, which is your lip slurs, there's articulation, and there's range. One more that I should probably add is technique. Range and tone kind of go together. Technique is another one, which is how fast you can move your fingers. I didn't add an exercise for that here. However, for the brass, that's less important than it is for the woodwinds. So these four, tone, flexibility, articulation, and range, those are the big ones. So first things first, this is the stamp flow studies. So a flow study just encourages you to use your air to connect the notes. This one moves between basically seven, I think it is, keys, 6 keys of music. So you are going to see some notes that you maybe haven't seen before, like D sharp in the trumpets. However, just look those up in a fingering chart. All of them are going to sound the same, and all of them have this thing called a lip bend in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th into 6th measure, which sounds like this. Basically, in order to make that happen, I'm opening my throat a little bit, and I'm adjusting my lips and raising the back of my tongue to kind of change the airstream to drop the note. So you should be playing these at about 60 beats a minute, piano dynamic. Should sound something like this. So just a couple things there. You may have noticed a couple times my sound cut out, and that's because I was really trying to keep this at a quiet, soft dynamic. It really forces you to use your core muscles, use your diaphragm and breath support to get the air to move smoothly. If you don't, then you start to lose the buzz and the note goes away. Other thing you might have heard is that after I played that half note in the 6th bar on that C, I took a big breath. That's a reset. That's not an in-time breath there. Anyways, you'll go through those and ending down low. This is just a fast version of the last one. And again, keeping that incredibly soft throughout. Now next up are your flexibility exercises, and I call these Frink Harmonics. This is an exercise I actually learned in high school. It's a really good one to get those lip slurs happening. Very important for this exercise is to look at your fingerings, right? There's a common pattern, what we call the chromatic valve series for brass instruments, and for trombones it's like slide position. So chromatically, to just constantly move lower and lower, open, second valve, first valve, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, and then 1, 2, and 3. So there are going to be some notes on here that like you wouldn't normally use, like 1, 2, and 3, for example, to play, or I guess rather, yeah, you wouldn't use 1, 2, and 3 to play a note like F sharp, high F sharp. However, on here you can. Quite the same note, but here we're just trying to use our air and manipulate our tongue to navigate these different registers. So here's the first example. This is just going from my C to G, concert B flat to concert F, and then so on through the pattern. next, you're just going to go up to the next partial. So if you started on C, you're going to start on G and just play the same pattern. Be sure you have a metronome set. I'm speeding through these just so you can hear them all. The last one I have on the page goes from my E to G, concert D to F. Down below, I have another version which uses triplets, so you can kind of expand up 3 notes in each pattern. So that won't sound like this. All right, and so on and so forth. The last pattern going from C to E to G, B flat, D to F. The goal here really is to be able to evenly connect those notes as smoothly as possible so that you can navigate the different registers of the brass instruments more comfortably. So coming on to the third exercise, this is your articulation exercise. This is all about being able to find the different notes with leaps, right? You're not always just going to be playing scales on a brass instrument. A lot of times you'll be playing a lower note and jumping to a higher note. So this exercise really helps for that. Take a listen. This is the first example, starting on concert B flat, going up to concert E flat. And then going down to the last example on the page, starting on concert F, going to concert B flat. Again, I'm going faster through these than I probably should. Just follow the metronome marking that's on the page to start, and as you get more confident, bump it up 5-10 beats per minute as you start feeling comfortable. Now this last, I guess, official exercise is for your range, and this one includes some information at the top of the exercise. It says move through the exercises sequentially every day. Once you fail, try that exercise 2 more times. If you pass, move on to the next one. And if you fail, you're done for the day. Once you're done, don't forget to do the warm down on the last page. So the whole idea with these exercises is to ease your way up to some higher notes, and it's going to take time. Okay, don't expect that if you fail at exercise 3, that the next day you're going to be able to make it to 4. You may spend 2, 3, 4, 5 days on the same exercise and not be able to get past it, and that's okay. The big thing here is if you want to see gains in your range, you really do need to practice every day. I can't stress that enough. It's like going to the gym. If you take a couple weeks off from the gym, you'll have to restart back at the beginning to really feel confident. Same thing with playing a brass instrument. If you skip a day, you're gonna have to restart down the line. So this first exercise here, starting out nice and comfortable in a comfortable register. Sounds like the flow studies from the earliest part of this this video and this sequence of exercises. You should think of it like that. You can get a little bit louder, especially as you go higher. Don't be afraid to crescendo. However, try to maintain a supported and pure tone throughout. Don't sacrifice your tone quality just so that you can get to those higher notes. So number 8, you can see the tempo goes up to 90 beats a minute. It's going to sound something like this. Now finally, the last thing that you should do as a brass musician when you're done practicing your technique is warm down. Let your lips relax. All right, so for this one, the notes just say very slow, hold the fermata as long as possible, and play these really soft. The whole idea here is to get your lips relaxed, to get some blood flowing back into them, and to really cool you down after a day of playing. And with the flow study and with the range studies, the same is true here, where you really want to be shooting for a pure tone, and really being sure that it sounds beautiful. By the end of practicing, it might not be possible to get like a really, really pretty tone, but you still want to aim for that. I can't stress enough how beneficial these exercises are. If you're not going to do anything on the trumpet, if you don't want to practice for a day, or if you maybe only have 10 or 15 minutes, going through these exercises will ensure that you continue to improve. And once you're like feeling really good on your instrument, it'll make sure that you stay at a level where you can do most of the things that you need to do to play in like a high school concert band. There's always more that you can do, but as a baseline, if you really want to be playing excellent as a high school musician, these 5 exercises are a great 15-minute sequence that you can do to get there. So happy practicing. Really do try to get these happening as often as you can, and I can't wait to hear how everyone's improving over the course of this year and your 4 years here at Montville High School.